On the 7th of May, 2024, everything began as a routine alert on the streets of Columbus, Ohio. Police were searching for a stolen Hyundai connected to a previous robbery, and multiple units quickly moved into position. But the suspects didn't hesitate. They escalated the situation. The driver sped up, weaving through traffic, and even rammed a police cruiser in a desperate attempt to escape. Spike strips were deployed, multiple collisions occurred, yet the vehicle kept pushing forward. What started as a routine check quickly turned into an extremely dangerous high-speed pursuit. Police rammed directly into the suspect's vehicle, sending the black Hyundai spinning out of control. For a moment, it seemed like the pursuit was over, but it wasn't. The suspects hit the gas again and kept fleeing, and the chase was far from finished.
Let's blow through here. That's right.
See what you spell?
See, I can't see. Got through all this.
When you said towards Harrisburg Pike here,
I can't see, bro. How did you make it? Ran it all over.
The pursuit went on for quite a while as the suspect sped through residential areas and construction zones at an unexpected speed. The vehicle kicked up dust and debris along the road, making it difficult for police to keep up, and the chase was far from over.
entranceway to the Cook Stadium, your left Mile Street, southbound.
Let's go. Get out, get out.
The pursuit ultimately came to an end when police successfully executed a pit maneuver, causing the Hyundai to crash into a tree. Within seconds, officers surrounded the vehicle and pulled the two teens out. Both were taken into custody, bringing an end to a chase that could have ended far worse. What seemed like a simple car theft became a clear warning when panic takes over. Every decision only makes the consequences more severe. On the 5th of June, 2025, everything began as a routine situation in Franklin County, when officers spotted a stolen Honda stopped at a red light. When the suspect noticed the police behind them, they hit the gas and fled, triggering the start of a pursuit. The Honda accelerated, weaving through traffic and pushing the limits at every turn. Officers stayed in pursuit as the suspect ignored signals, blew past intersections, and turned the streets into a high-risk zone. Every second added more danger for the public and for the officers behind him. pursuit went on for quite some time with no end in sight, as the suspect continued speeding at up to 120 miles per hour without slowing down, showing no regard for other drivers on the road. The situation grew increasingly tense as officers still had no opportunity to perform a PIT maneuver.
Hey, Blake, that.
The pursuit ended abruptly and violently when the driver lost control, causing the stolen Honda to crash hard. The impact completely eliminated any chance of escape. Within minutes, officers closed in and apprehended the suspect. What seemed like a simple car theft ended in a serious accident, a reminder that the more you try to run, the fewer your options become, and it never ends the way the driver expects. On the 17th of August, 2025, a routine traffic stop in Jones County quickly turned into something far more serious. Sergeant Travis Walker attempted to stop Demetric Bazzi of Ellenwood due to multiple active warrants. At first, she pulled over, giving the impression that the situation was under control, but that moment didn't last. Once her warrants were confirmed, she suddenly drove off, launching a high-speed pursuit. As the police pursuit escalated, speeds climbed to nearly 140 miles per hour on the highway. At that level, every second became a serious danger to surrounding drivers, not just for her, but for everyone on the road. Yet in that moment, she believed that fleeing was the best option. The pursuit continued for a long time on the highway, with both the suspect and the police reaching speeds of over 130, 140 miles per hour. Officers had no opportunity to perform a pit maneuver, but if given the chance, they would attempt to stop the vehicle to prevent a catastrophic accident involving other drivers on the road. With the danger escalating, deputies made a decisive move. a PIT maneuver was executed at high speed, sending the BMW out of control. The vehicle veered off the roadway, rolled over into the median, and finally came to a violent stop, ending the pursuit. The driver, identified as 27-year-old Rashad Antoine Sims, was taken into custody at the scene. He now faces multiple serious charges, including fleeing from law enforcement, speeding, driving with a suspended license, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Sims was transported to a local hospital for evaluation before being booked into the Jones County Jail. What started as a simple traffic stop ended in a crash that could have cost far more. A reminder that at 140 miles per hour, there's no control and no safe way out. On Slappy Boulevard in Albany, Georgia, what began as a routine traffic violation quickly escalated into something far more dangerous. Officers attempted to stop a black BMW, but instead of pulling over, the driver made a split-second decision that would change everything, and the chase was on. The suspect accelerated aggressively, pushing the BMW through residential streets and open roads alike. The pursuit stretched for nearly 15 minutes, with speeds climbing beyond 140 miles per hour. At times, the driver even crossed into oncoming lanes, weaving through traffic with complete disregard for anyone else on the road. Multiple units from the Dougherty County Police Department coordinated in pursuit, trying to contain a situation that was rapidly spiraling out of control. Police identified the driver as Rashad Antoine Sims, 27. He continued accelerating up to 140 miles per hour, at times nearing 222 miles per hour, leaving officers stunned by the extreme speed. At that level, even a minor mistake could have caused a serious accident for other people on the road. The driver, Rashad Antoine Sims, 27, was pulled from the wrecked vehicle and arrested at the scene. He faces multiple serious charges, including evading police, extreme speeding, driving with a suspended license, and possession of a firearm as a convicted felon. Sims was taken to the hospital for evaluation before being booked into the Jones County Jail. What began as a minor violation ended in a serious crash, a reminder that at those speeds, every second spent fleeing only brings the outcome closer, and never in the driver's favor. On June 6th, Near M59 and Fisk Road, what began as a routine traffic stop quickly turned into chaos. Officers attempted to identify the driver of a silver Chevrolet Suburban, but after providing a false name, the situation took a sudden and dangerous turn. Within seconds, everything changed and the chase was on.
He's running. We're westbound on 59, approaching Pepperdine.
Negative. Someone westbound 59 running from.
Yeah, multiple.
120 stars.
Bye-bye. In the light on Elizabeth.
The driver accelerated aggressively, re-entering traffic at high speed and weaving through vehicles with reckless precision. At one point, she even drove into oncoming lanes and used the grassy median to evade pursuing units. Running red lights and ignoring all signals, the SUV became a moving hazard on crowded streets. Multiple patrol cars joined the pursuit, but the suspect showed no intention of stopping, putting everyone around her at serious risk.
In the light of Bodie.
Yeah. Don't go out of Bodie.
Gotcha.
Should we play with you guys? I'm over for you. Do you like how I know we're going out now? We got good play info. She says on the side of the road there looks like an item file. And then we got David 392, AWD 392. Copy. Do we have good play info on the suspect vehicle? There's not any question to the work to against the word of either a Suburban or a
The pursuit ended violently when the driver lost control. The SUV veered off the road and crashed straight into a utility pole, snapping it in half. The front of the vehicle was severely damaged, with smoke rising from the engine compartment bringing the chase to a complete end. Officers quickly surrounded the scene, drew their weapons, and ordered the driver to exit the vehicle. The woman, identified as Mercedes Morris, appeared injured and panicked as she was taken into custody. She faces multiple charges, including evading police, along with outstanding warrants and prior license violations. What seemed like a simple situation ended in a serious crash. On the 31st of December, 2024, in Moore, Oklahoma, what began as an attempt to stop a wanted suspect quickly escalated into a high-risk pursuit. Officers identified a white pickup truck linked to 3 5-year-old Kayla Cervantes, who had multiple felony warrants. What should have been a routine stop turned into something far more dangerous.
They're going back. Let's go. Give her now, Barton. Keep your eye now. Still westbound. Still westbound and half west.
The pursuit tore through intersections, parking lots, and even into oncoming traffic. The white pickup weaved aggressively, ignoring signals and putting everyone on the road at serious risk. Officers stayed in pursuit, knowing the situation was rapidly becoming uncontrollable.
Westbound, half a man.
TBI now.
As the danger reached its peak, officers attempted a pit maneuver but were unsuccessful. The suspect continued to accelerate at full speed on the highway despite heavy traffic. Police remained determined to execute a PIT maneuver if a better opportunity arose.
Light traffic for 240 for about 15 miles an hour, still has power.
TBI crash, start medical, 240 and May, start medical.
Clear TBI 240 and May, starting at 7.
Headquarters, she's out, she's 10-4.
I'm good.
As the danger reached its peak, officers executed a decisive TVI maneuver. The impact sent the pickup completely out of control, launching it off the roadway and rolling multiple times before finally coming to rest on its side in the median. Officers rushed in, surrounding the wreck and taking Cervantes into custody without further incident. She was transported to a nearby hospital for evaluation before being booked into the Cleveland County Detention Center. Authorities later confirmed she was wanted on multiple felony warrants and was allegedly involved in drug distribution. No officers or civilians were injured during the pursuit. What began as a simple stop ended in a violent crash, a reminder that no matter how fast you run, the outcome always catches up, and it never ends the way you expect. On the 7th of May, 2025, around 8:20 p.m., on westbound I-90 near Preston, Washington, what began as a routine traffic stop for improper merging quickly took a dangerous turn. A Washington State Patrol trooper attempted to stop a Honda Civic, but instead of pulling over, the driver made a different choice, and within seconds, the pursuit was on.
10-060, I have a vehicle that's interfering into gray Infinity. We're back eastbound 90.
600 great Infinity interfering eastbound 96.
The male driver, he looks Hispanic, light skin, black hair, with a red and white jacket.
Male driver with a red and black jacket to the side.
And there's two vehicles now, and this is Infinity right in front of me trying to interfere from this pursuit. We're about 100 miles an hour.
The Honda accelerated, pushing into a high-speed chase while already in poor condition, one tire blown, and parts of the rear barely holding together. The driver weaved through traffic, even driving the wrong way at times, putting everyone on the freeway at risk. Then the situation escalated even further. A second vehicle, a silver Infinity, suddenly entered the scene. Driven by the suspect's younger brother, it began actively interfering with police, cutting between patrol units and the fleeing Honda in a coordinated attempt to help him escape. Speeds climbed near 100 miles per hour as both vehicles turned the freeway into a dangerous battlefield.
Off ramp, he's lost control, faced the wrong way.
Okay, man.
206 the vehicle lost control, exiting to High Point from Highlands, subject to the child in the vehicle today.
We have my patrol car. Now he's going westbound and eastbound lanes, and there is a kid in the vehicle, and there's another female in the passenger seat.
So start a rolling slow down. So just get.
Do not follow the wrong way. Try to follow the right way, and ultimately we'll get it set up again.
They come back westbound from High Point. I took over ticket from the correct lanes of traffic.
1260, we're starting rolling, slow down. Okay, there it is right there. Okay, easy, easy. It's spinning out. Now it's facing the right way, it's in the ditch. Go, go, go.
And when the Honda lost control, it spun out and veered into a roadside ditch. Within seconds, officers closed in and initiated the arrest procedure. Meanwhile, several other officers were still pursuing a silver Infiniti at high speed, and the chase continued into the night with no end in sight.
Vehicle stopped. The conductor calling someone.
Inside the vehicle, officers found the driver, a female passenger, and a child, none of whom were wearing seatbelts. Fortunately, no one was seriously injured. The driver, Victor A. Hernandez Paredes, 21, was arrested at the scene. Meanwhile, his 18-year-old brother, Daniel O. Hernandez Paredes, continued fleeing in the Infiniti before being tracked down and arrested with the assistance of a helicopter and multiple units. Both now face several serious charges, including evading police, obstruction, and endangerment. What seemed like a simple situation turned into a coordinated escape attempt, a clear reminder that reckless decisions don't just affect the person making them, but put everyone around them at risk. On April 9, 2015, a violent sequence of events began when Jose Manuel Sanchez rammed a Boise police vehicle, injuring an officer before fleeing the scene. What started as a serious assault quickly escalated into a high-speed pursuit on the highway, and within seconds, there was no turning back.
All units be advised the interstate could be split between 80 and 81 for oil. 559
Sanchez pushed the truck to dangerous speeds, aggressively weaving through traffic. He even passed tanker trucks at speeds reaching 120 miles per hour and vehicles towing mobile homes, showing no regard for anyone around him. The pursuit continued along the highway, with every mile increasing the risk of a catastrophic outcome.
455, you're broken. Price at the 89 crossover.
That's affirmative.
455, 1925. Unit C advised. Price to be set up at the 89 crossover.
Near mile marker 84, the chase came to a violent end. The truck lost control, veered off the roadway, and rolled multiple times, kicking up a cloud of dust. The impact was so severe that Sanchez was ejected from the vehicle, landing on the roadside as the wreckage came to rest. Officers rushed in immediately, weapons drawn, and took Sanchez into custody as he attempted to get back up. He was later convicted on multiple serious charges and sentenced to 15 years in prison.